Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel where
Hello.
I make mods, or singular. Yep. Today I have a bit of a sort of
For
special
now,
video.
singular.
For now singular, I guess, yeah. I have a bit of a separate video for you guys. I do not necessarily have an update video in that there is no update to the mod yet. This is more an update video in the sense of keeping you guys up to date.
This is a
it's been a while.
update.
This is more so a progress update, yeah. So, if you guys enjoyed today's video, if you want to be kept up to date on the mod, if you want to be involved, whatever, make sure to subscribe. It would help me out a lot. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers.
And join the Discord.
Join the Discord server.
That's where most development is happening.
That is where we talk to people and see what everyone thinks and get input, and people help out. You can also find the mod on GitHub. It is open source, so you can make your own changes to it and, you know, help out if you want to. And that's it. Let's get into the video. To start off, we have two new languages supported in the mod. The first one is Dutch. I'm not really sure why it took so long. I mean, it's literally in my name. But okay. We have Dutch support now, which means if you change to the language for Dutch, which you would have to find first, which I think it's listed as Nederlands.
And why?
There. Then all of the blocks, I just changed my language to Dutch. Oh my god, this is disgusting. Terug naar het spel. Then all of the blocks will have the correct naming scheme, except for the newest edition. That is something that I'm going to have to fix. Furthermore, we also have Spanish. Pretend that this is the Spanish flag. This is the best we could do. We also have Spanish support. So
the sign that is going to the mod.
So again, if you switch your language to Spanish, then the blocks from the mod will have the matching Spanish translations. Now, into some functional changes. Here we have an issue, or had an issue, where if we were to flick this lever, the omnidirectional redstone bridge would power this redstone downhill. It obviously shouldn't. Like, there's no connection on this wall like there would be with redstone dust like this. So it shouldn't be doing that. So that's been fixed. Now it doesn't. What I did notice, which probably needs fixing, is if I place a block, it does power it like that. So it seems to hard power, which it should not do. I'm not sure if that's intended at this point. I don't think it is. So that needs fixing.
I mean, if you place a repeater, doesn't that do the same?
But look, this is not a repeater. We'll get into that, but this is not a repeater. That's the whole point of it.
Fair enough.
So it shouldn't be doing that. But anyway, that's a new bug. We'll fix that. Next up, we also have some fixes to the Brazilian Portuguese translation. Don't ask me what the changes are. I have no idea. I don't speak Brazilian Portuguese. All right, here we have the JK latch. Now, the JK latch, as you might remember, has a set and reset side. Note, the inputs are unfortunately backwards in this version. Somehow something went wrong and we need to fix it. So for now, the side with not the two dots is the set side and the two dots is the reset. Originally it was different and I intend to keep it that way. So when the final version of version 1.4 does come out, this is still the set side. But anyway, not to get into that too much. If I do tick freeze, now if we set it and tick step 2, it will be set obviously. And then if I do that, then it resets. And if I do both, then it toggles. If you remember. So now I'll turn it off. I'll give it some time to register, and then now it toggles again. The thing that it does now is that they have to rise simultaneously, both inputs, to trigger the toggle function. So previously it was the case that tick unfreeze. The case that if I did this and then simply did that, that is enough to toggle. It is not. it just responds to the latest change. So now it's resetting versus it being set. And now like resetting and then now it gets set. But it doesn't trigger the toggle. The toggle is only triggered if they activate at the same time, which you could do like this.
This little, like, pictogram kind of reminds you of the lore, just me.
It says JK. That's what it is.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense. I just looked at it like it looks like a guy with a very big mustache.
It does. I did notice that last time. So anyway,
it's Lorax.
Here we have the half adder and full adder. Now we have a very exciting change here. How about you give that thing a right click?
It swaps sides. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So that means that if you were to build something like this, that's a thing. Yep. Previously, you would have to wire this side somehow all the way to this side to be the carry in. So previously, what we would use is the omnidirectional redstone bridge to keep them separate like that. Now, however, what we can do instead is simply flip this. So I can do that. Oh, that's not redstone. Like that. And then here, same deal. And now that'll work. And then also have an output like that. So that makes making a multi-bit adder a lot simpler. And you don't have to worry about signals crossing each other, it just works. So now if I fill in like 1 plus 2, it will give the result 4. What? Oh, that's wrong. What did I mess up? Am I stupid? Okay, so they can be flipped. We've seen that now. Also now we have fixed the problem of the instant output for the carry. So if I freeze the game, I can flip as many levers as I like. The carry out is not going to show up until I tick step 2. And then it takes 2 ticks to calculate. Why are you always just running around like this? It takes 2 ticks to calculate, and then it outputs.
Because I have a course every...
So, and now if I, for example, turn this off again, I will do tick step 2, and the carry turns off, as expected. Slash tick on freeze. There we go. So, the side is no longer instant. It takes the same amount of time as the actual output. Next up, the adders, and by extension all multi-blocks, which currently are only adders. We have the ability to have it respond to whatever input is already active, and it will be set to that state properly. As you would expect. You don't need to give it a block update first. Yeah. Initially, you would have to like either place a block or had to like flick it off and flick it back on again. Now it just automatically updates as soon as you place it. So that includes that as well. So yeah, that is that. Also, what has been fixed, which I didn't actually place down, but that's whatever. Gauge timing on placement was being inconsistent, and it has that depends on redstone dust direction. It's complicated nonsense. That's been fixed. Things are more dependable and deterministic. I did not feel like building that out for this. Further, the two-way redstone bridge would not properly update when you flip it. So I'm not sure if you remember this thing, this beast, right? It's basically just a two-way repeater. This thing is a repeater, and as if I flip it, this redstone over here turns off. That is now what it does. This would not turn off. This was bad. This was stupid. Now it actually updates. So better update stuff. Another small change is the memory cell block. The memory cell block would not drop if you break it. And now it does, though not like that. So game mode, survival. Nope, it's broken. Well, something's wrong, but that'll be fixed for the actual update. I think maybe that's because of this beta version. Whatever, not important. Now, here we have an interesting thing where, as you can see, the length of this line is the same length as this line. As you can see, if I quickly hit F3 and show you guys over here with the mouse, it is power 0. While over here, the power is 2, right there. So what would happen before is that it would not actually decrease in this line properly. So it would take the output strength of, like, as an input. So this one would be 15. And then this one is 14. Then this is 14. This is 13. 13, 12, 12, 11, 11, 10, 10, 9, 9, 8, 8. So you would be able to exploit this way to basically get twice the length of a redstone line, which is very useful, but not intended behavior. So that has now been fixed. So now, doesn't matter if you do this or this, the lines will be the same length as expected. So this is now 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And you can actually clearly see the Z and X axes on 3 as well for these blocks. That's cool. Yeah,
definitely. So that's quite nice. So that's that.
Yeah.
Furthermore, breaking multi-blocks does not update all adjacent redstone dust. So if I were to do this and place redstone dust all around it and then break it, as you can see, all of the redstone dust disconnects because the block is no longer there. Doesn't matter where I break it, it works. So that's been fixed. Because before it didn't, because my code absolutely sucks. It used to happen, yeah. Next up, switches can no longer detect 0-tick pulses. So if I do tick freeze, then as you can see, this does happen. This does turn on. But if I do this, then tick step 2. There we go. And now it turns off. But if I now turn it on and back off, then if I do another tick step, that does not detect that, and it does not actually switch through. So it is more dependable and more deterministic, more expected. Next up is two glitches rolled into one.
Make a chaos.
What?
Tristan, hear me out. Chaos redstone that just randomizes the output.
I mean, I could definitely make a randomizer, but I don't really see the point. But anyway, we have two glitches rolled into one. The first one is when you place a gate that is on by default, like the NOT gate. It would not update hard powering, so it would not update these two redstone dust. Now when you place it, it does. And then the other one is when you break it, it would not update them that now the power is gone, and now it does. So now this is expected behavior. Finally, in terms of bug fixes, the XOR gate would pulse when both inputs were updated simultaneously. The same applied to the XNOR gate, and now it doesn't. So now it actually updates as expected. So if I actually remove one of these, now slash tick freeze and slash tick step 2, it updates as you expect. This is one of the things in my computer video where I upgraded my computer using this mod. The ALU was slowed down just because the XOR and XNOR gates had this weird unexpected behavior. That's now been fixed, so that would allow me to, again, speed up the computer by a slight fraction. Furthermore, the gates have been reduced in their extraneous neighbor updates, meaning that the mod should run a bit smoother Shouldn't matter too much. I doubt that it's going to make a huge impact unless you're building like a really, really, really big computer, but it'll help. Finally, we have the last part of this. And for that, I will quickly grab some materials. And the coolest. Here, you can have those. You can have the truth table. Now, this thing already looks pretty cool, thanks to backup. Oh yeah, I haven't actually mentioned who did all of these. These are all members of my community who have done this. This, however, is what I've been working on, except for the texture of the block itself. That is backup. Look at the way you hold it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, what?
The way you're holding
it's inside of your hand.
You wear it as like a gauntlet.
You're holding it like a glove.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, the truth table, which is in.
What's the bottom?
We'll get to that. The truth table does not yet have a recipe. We're still working on that. We're still discussing what that'll be, and currently it doesn't have any real functionality yet, because this thing is until now by far the most complicated block in the entire mod. If I right-click this thing, you'll see it has a GUI. Getting this to work was a complete nightmare. The way it works, well, first of all, we have the GUI, which has taken a lot of time. The scroll bar that doesn't actually scroll because there's nothing to scroll through yet. We'll get to that. And the 4 slots and an output slot. Now, the way it is going to work is that you can place the items in the slots, and then from the list on the left that will be there, you can select what you want to craft, and it'll show you how expensive that is, and then you can craft that block or gate or whatever it is. So, for example, and I will show this on screen when we get to that, we wanted this to be cheaper than the original idea. Than the original by just logic. Yeah, it costs this and this and this, so that is what it should cost to craft it. The idea is that, for example, a NOT gate would be very cheap, so you would not need a lot of these resources. Now, as you can see, when you move the items in, you can just shift-click them. It works as you would expect. And nice little feature is that the logic base plate is actually larger than like the shadow image in the slot. If you hover it over it, you can kind of see it. So we had to make sure that the background vanishes as soon as you put in an item. The idea is that you put the items in, you select from the list, kind of like a villager almost. You select which trade you want to do, and in this case, which craft you want to do, and then you can grab it from the output. Now, as you can see, there is a 4th slot, and for now, that will remain unused for this version of the mod, because that will be a very exciting thing. Oh yeah, if you exit, then you drop all the items. That will be a very exciting thing for future updates, which I will get into in a second. Right, future plans. So, obviously the future plan for now is to fix the bugs that we found so far accidentally and finish the GUI for the truth table. On top of this, the mod, or this version of the mod, will contain multiplexers, which, for those of you who don't know, allow you to select which of the 2 inputs you wish to output. We've seen multiplexers a lot, especially in the computers that I've been building, and now they will be just a block. We're not really sure yet if they will be 1x3 or 1x2 or 1x1 or how we're going to structure it, but they will be added in this version of the mod. On top of that, we will have nibble combiners and nibble splitters. Now, those of you unfamiliar with the term nibble, in computer science, a nibble is half a byte.
2-bit.
And that's funny. No, it's 4 bits.
Yeah.
Half a byte is a nibble. So that means that...
My brain thought it was 2. What was bits again?
Sorry?
What was 2 bits again?
I have no idea. But anyway, the idea is that we will have a multi-block of some sort. Presumably, it will be a multi-block that is 1x3, but we're not too sure yet. And the way it'll work is that it takes all of these updates. Oh my god, what? Oh, that's an interesting... Oh my god. Okay, that's an interesting glitch. Again, we found another glitch. You input it like this, pretend that that is also an input, and you can input a number, and it will then compute this and give that as a signal strength output, and that will be the nibble combiner. Because any 4-bit value will be between 0 and 15, this would be 15, and coincidentally, that is also what Redstone signal strength does. So if you were to want to translate a binary like this into hexadecimal, you can do that, except the problem with hexadecimal computers is that they are incredibly slow, because to translate a signal over, you need to just do this, which takes 2 ticks per comparator. Or there's another method, but that's really unhandy too. So the option's there if you want. Then finally, we also have like the opposite, I guess, which would look like this, and would then take a signal strength and output the binary value, so that you can translate it back and forth however you like. We also want to add demultiplexers, which is a component that takes one input, and then given some control signals, you can select which of the outputs the input will be routed to. So does it go that way, or does it go that way, based on the control signals. And that's it for this version. Now, into slightly further future stuff is based on what you see here in the truth table, the 4th slot. And this is kind of hinting at it already, the idea of nibble combining and splitting. Is multi-bit components. We are planning to add nibble, byte, 16-bit, and maybe even 32-bit components somewhere along the line in the future, which will allow you to hyper-compact your computers, make them a lot simpler, a lot smaller, and a lot faster. And we will also have to make byte wiring, because this is just nibble wiring. We'll have to make byte wiring and 16-bit wiring and 32-bit wiring, blah, 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 blah. And that is the idea for the slot in the bottom here. This is the upgrade slot. The idea is that you will be able to craft more complicated components by putting in an iron, gold, diamond, whatever. We haven't really figured out it fully yet. Upgrade component thing that you will be able to craft somehow. And that will allow you to make more complicated components so that you can make more complicated stuff. For example, there would be like a byte and a byte or, a byte zor, etc. And you would just be able to build computers a lot quicker and a lot simpler and a lot smaller. That's that idea. That is pretty much it for future plans for now. I do have a couple of other plans, but I will keep those to myself for now. If you have any ideas, if you have any suggestions for the mod, feel free to leave them down in the comments section down below. Join the Discord, leave your suggestions there, help out on GitHub. You can talk to us in the Discord and just, make a pull request on GitHub, and we'll look at it and we'll see if we want to include it, and blah, 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 blah. You can help out with all sorts of things, from texturing to functionality, to like redstone functionality, stuff like that, bug fixing, whatever. All help is absolutely welcome. And yeah, that is it for now. Subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I really want subscribers. I need views, guys. Subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you want to remain updated on this stuff. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you all for watching. And Joshua's bridging with truth tables. Thanks all for watching, and I will see you next time, hopefully with a finalized version of this update. Bye. Say goodbye.
Bye.
There you go.
Bye.